Hi, you're listening to Linda Pinizzato of the Condo Expert, sponsored by Bayshore Health and Wellness and powered by the Hayes FM. Today we're dealing a lot of different issues. We're speaking with Mike Yen, the founder, executive director of the Toronto Entertainment District Residents Association. You know, that's a good point that you made there, Mike. I mean, you know, how are we going to be dealing with it? Because you know what? We're finding that different pieces keep coming to the surface. Like, I'll give you an example. Okay, we received, actually, I received an email with respect to a new mechanical parking system called Puzzle Parking. Now, apparently, it's supposed to maximize the utilization in space. It reduces lighting, it reduces ventilation and security requirements in underground garage areas. Now, you know, that's fine and dandy, but I have to tell you that when I received this email, my immediate thought was cost. You know, when the product is new, okay, I'm sure it's going to be operating, everything's fine. But I just can't even fathom how much money it's going to cost if this parking system was to break down and that the condo corporation would have to pay for it. So in one way, it alleviates the, say, for instance, the city municipality problem of not having enough parking available. It allows better options for the builder because they probably now do not have to dig down as deep. Correct? So it
Well,
doesn't
yes,
appear as if
they're
it's
trying to come
helping
up with
condo
all these,
owners.
you know, unique ways or new fancy things to try to sell these condos and come up with these ideas. But it's all about somebody making money off of this, right? And, you know, if it is good, then great. But at the same time, yes, are you willing to take that risk as a condo owner to have your condo fees go through the roof if this new technology fails, right? And these decisions, you know, I don't know who's making these decisions at the development level, but from what I'm seeing is the developer wants to do anything they can to cut corners, and that's part of our parking problem down here. You know, and as I stated before, they're approving condos with no parking or very little parking, and they point to the excuse that, people buying the units don't need them. But, you know, many of those units where people don't need them are investors, and they're either flipping them before the closing or they're just renting them out. And it's actually the people that live in the condo, be it tenants or new owners coming in, that require the parking spaces. And you see, you know, there's such a high demand for parking down here, and they just don't get it. But, you know, obviously it's cheaper to build the building with less parking.
Well, you know, with the whole new Metro links and the Go Transit, I know that there's a few different Go stations that actually have the multi-level parking buildings that are being set in place right now because they need it. They don't have enough parking even to provide space for commuters in order for them, like, for instance, if they live in Mississauga here and they're going to the Go station at Clarkson, they're building a multi-level complex there. They're building another one that's out in Oakville that has the same. Actually, it's completed now, I believe. But
Well,
I don't see any of these in downtown Toronto.
Are just on the ball.
But
And
why are they
I
not in
suggested
downtown
this
Toronto,
at,
though, Mike? Why are they not in downtown Toronto? I mean, there is a fantastic parking lot right there on, well, there's only a few left, quite frankly, at Front Street. There's the one on Blue Jays Way. That would be a perfect multi-level parking facility.
Yes, and I suggested it to the city planners. I said, you know what, one of the common complaints I have with visitors is they get down here and they say, you know what, I had to drive for 20 minutes looking for parking. Well, let's just build some massive facility where as soon as people get off the highway, right off the Gardner, they can drive into some parking lot, and from there we can even do an underground connection to the path or to TTC, to the subway, and it'll just get those cars off our streets much quicker. And it will ensure that people will still want to come downtown and enjoy the entertainment district and the many sites we have here. You know, they want to see the Blue Jays play or they want to see the Leafs play, and they don't have to worry about the headache of being, driving around and looking for parking.
Well, that's the reason why you heard it here on the Condo Expert. The ideal location for our city of Toronto now to step up to the plate is to take some of that $67 million sitting in Section 37 and take a look at a huge multi-level parking facility there's two obvious locations that would work beautifully, and right off of Spadina where there's a tremendous amount of congestion. How are you dealing right now with all this traffic congestion between all the developers building, all the different buildings going up? I know Bisha's up. It's creating havoc. The one along Mercer Street there, it's creating havoc. There's it's like everywhere you go, you can't get out.
In and out of my condo, and I don't
Right.
drive every day. I normally walk or take public transit, but every now and then I want to drive out. Last weekend I was at the Renaissance Festival in Woodstock. I try to drive back in, and it takes me 40 minutes to get from Spadina in front to my place at Blue Jays Way in Wellington. And it was crazy. And even during the day, when, there's people driving in weekdays, beaches tying up Blue Jays Way, you have dump trucks backing down Mercer for the 9 Mercer condo project. And it's just, you got 3 condos here, and people need to drive in and out, right? You got the elderly, you got disabled people that have to rely on vehicles, and you can't just tell them, oh, sorry, you're not driving today, right? It's just not happening. And I might be going on a little bit of a car rant here, and some people are saying, well, you got to look to the future and cycling and public transit. The reality of the situation is we don't have enough public transit down here. Even if they approve the downtown relief line, you're looking at maybe, 20 years to build? What are we going to do in the meantime?
Well, exactly.
Right?
Well, all we're going to do is build 80-story condominiums. I know that I went to the Royal Alex, and what's happening with the Mirvish, the whole building there. I mean, we went to that meeting as well, and that was a rude awakening.
Well, yeah, it's 3 80-story towers, actually 82, 84, and 86, right? And if you looked at the skyline, and, it's too bad this isn't visual, where people could actually see what our skyline is going to look like, and the congestion of just condominiums within a 4 square block radius in this area, what's been planned and approved for this area, you'd be shocked. And the people that attend these meetings are absolutely shocked. And they say, wait a minute, how am I going to get around, right? There's proposals to take away lanes of street traffic, car lanes, for dedicated bicycle lanes with curbs, right? And then we don't have any currently any approved plan to expand the subway system down here. And the King streetcars are already full. So, a lot of people are saying, well, wait a minute, let's put a hold on construction, and let's get the infrastructure caught up to what's going on in the area, and let's try to plan this area properly. And, the city planners are saying, yes, we agree with you, but their hands are tied. Their hands are tied because the councillor is continuing to approve these things.
But we have 2 communities. We pull out and you think of Liberty Village, and we're going to talk about that for a moment, because a lot of people from Liberty Village, they got to get on that King Street streetcar. They have to. Otherwise, how do they get back to the center core where the financial district and all the different companies are for the young professionals living in these communities? So these are concerns. I mean, we're talking about transportation concerns. This is Linda Pinizzotto, the condo expert, sponsored by Bayshore Health Wellness, powered by the Hayes FM. Please hang tight. We'll be right back.